Well, one of the annoyances that I've been wanting to take care of for a while in this RV is this door here that is the sewer access on the end there. And the problem is you can't get underneath here unless somebody holds it up for you, because they didn't put any way to hold that up to keep it open. So you almost have to use one hand, hold it up, with the other hand trying to put the hose on, or somebody else has got to help you by holding the door. So it's kind of stupid, I think. And again, it's been an annoyance of mine, and I've decided to fix it. So I've got several solutions on how to keep that door up. The first one I bought is one of these, and I felt I could mount this to the sidewall, and then this is a 6-inch arm, and I could find 10-inch, but I could not find any that are locking like that. I wanted something that could lock, because when you're going down the road, you know, I don't want this flopping around. I want something that locks. And so what I would probably do is put this on the door, and this would lift up, and as you reached up to the door, it would go into here and lock in. Now, the only problem with this, I bought these on Amazon from a third-party vendor, and I also bought some on eBay, and they all come from RV surplus stores. And you see the problem? See that bend? It's because these are old and been sitting around forever. Now, the main issue is when you try to put this on the RV, the walls on my RV are basically paper thin, and I'm afraid that the strength that it's going to take to flatten this out is going to rip the screws out, because all I'm going through is a piece of about a 1/4-inch Luan and maybe an 1/8-inch thickness of fiberglass. I don't think there's enough holding power in the wall to keep this from straightening out, and eventually I think it'll pull out. Well, I happen to go to Camping World, and this essentially is the same thing, except guess what? These are newer. And if I compare this, put these together, see that gap? See how big that gap is? These are straight, or relatively so. And oddly enough, these were about 20 cents cheaper than these. So if I went to Camping World's prices were cheaper than surplus store prices, and with a better product. Another option is you can go with a metal version. And these are all 6-inch, by the way. Now the metal version, you know, of course you're going to have plenty of holding power here. You're not going to have to worry about, you know, this thing warping. But the problem is, when it's in stowage, it's going to be doing this all the time. And I don't really care for that. I like this, where when you stow it, it clips in and it's relatively in there. Another idea that I borrowed from the boating industry, and these are around $2 a piece, not that expensive, and these are actually stainless steel, which is why they're more expensive. These are called pad eyes, and they're very common in the boating industry. And I could foresee putting one of these in on the door, and then another one up higher on the sidewall, and then when you open it, you'd have to have a small bungee cord. Well, I kind of went against that idea because, well, for a couple of reasons. Number one is I might lose the bungee cord. You know, that's obvious enough. Number two, if I put these on, this is at least ugly enough and cheap enough that it looks like it belongs there. It looks like RV stuff. These will kind of look out of place. To miss all these stickers as well as this sticker, I'm thinking that I'm going to install it right here like that. And that will allow me to raise it up high enough to grab onto with the other end up here. Yeah, this will go into place right there. So this is where I'm going to put it, I've decided. And if you've seen any of my other videos on drilling fiberglass, you know that I start backwards. And then once I'm through the gel coat, then I punch through, and that way I don't crack it. Now there isn't anything really on the bottom side of this holding anything. We basically have a small piece of gel coat with about an 1/8 inch piece of Luan, and then basically foam on the back side. So there's not a whole lot to bite into here. So I'm also going to put some sealant on here to help hold it in. I have some leftover geocell, and that's what I'm going to use for this. Using a level here. We'll make sure get this straight. Again, backwards and forwards. Then using this long square, I basically squared it at the bottom and transferred to two edges here to here and here, and that's where I'm going to put the other part. And a little more geocell on the back side. And we have to make sure that this is in the right orientation, and we want the wide part up, so I can just lay it just like that. Then I can double check. That looks good. Okay, we're pretty much done. I suppose it does look a little bit dorky, but it's better than banging my head. Here we go. So I'm thinking that's not bad. It gives me plenty of room to get underneath the hatch to get to the sewer stuff, and it doesn't look too bad, I guess. It is what it is.